Chapter 041. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There's a 6-year-old girl named Terumi who possesses 2 unique bloodline abilities. We need to rescue Terumi before those guys from the Hidden Mist Village get their hands on her. Intel suggests she's somewhere in this area. We'll need to send 3 squads of ninja to search for her. Yifeng's eyes widened. 3 squads. You mean our latest graduating class? Jiraiya nodded. But they haven't done anything yet. Jiraiya said seriously, that's right. They haven't had any real missions. This will be their trial by fire, their first step from Genin to Chunin. And you, Yi Feng, will be in command. Me? Jiraiya nodded again. Yes. As a member of the Senju clan, you're the natural choice. Yi Feng was taken aback. What about Minato? Minato and I have other assignments. Jiraiya clapped Yi Feng on the shoulder. Don't worry too much. You won't encounter any Jonin, we'll draw them all away. This time, our graduating rookies have one job, search this forest area and find Terumi. Okay. Since Jiraiya had put it that way, Yi Feng felt obligated to accept the mission. Just as Yi Feng saw Jiraiya off, contemplating how he would accomplish the task, the system's voice suddenly echoed in his mind, ding. Congratulations. Host strength has reached the Kage level. Yi Feng was slightly stunned and quickly checked his stats, name, Yi Feng, strength, Kage, position, special Jonin, character card, SSS rank Hashirama Senju, fusion rate, 50%, bloodline limit, God tier would release, included with character card, ninjutsu, flying thunder god technique LV3, impure world reincarnation LV3, Chidori LV3, great fireball technique LV3, Een seal, release LV3, strength of 100 seal LV3, for symbols seal LV3, reaper death seal LV3, harem technique LV3. Shuriken shadow clone technique LV3. There was also an unopened Supreme Gift Pack. Yi Feng had been so focused on proposing to Kushina these past few days that he'd forgotten about the Supreme Gift Pack, ding. Opening Supreme Gift Pack. Congratulations. Host has obtained, S-rank character card, Ashina Uzumaki. Ashina Uzumaki, village chief of the Hidden Whirlpool Village and patriarch of the Uzumaki clan. A master of sealing techniques, renowned as the ancestor of Konoha's sealing arts, Yi Feng's eyes nearly popped out of his head. Ashina Uzumaki. A Kage-level powerhouse from a bygone era, his mastery of sealing techniques had instilled fear in the other hidden villages towards the Uzumaki clan. His death had triggered the invasion of the land of whirlpools, leading to its tragic destruction. The surviving Uzumaki scattered across the globe, living in secrecy. He couldn't use the character card yet, not until the Hashirama Senju card was fully integrated. Once the Hashirama Senju card reached 100% fusion, he could fuse with Ashina Uzumaki's card and master all the Uzumaki clan's sealing techniques. Could he even seal a 9-tailed fox at that point? The next morning, Yi Feng arrived at the Ninja Academy to find the other 2 teachers already there. Yi Feng, you're here. Yi Feng was surprised. One of the Chunin leading the team was Mikoto. Thinking about Konoha's 12, girls like Sakura, Hinata, and Tenten had to go on missions before marriage and children. Jiraiya had mentioned the increasing unrest along the borders of various countries. As one of the 5 great nations, the Land of Fire was experiencing numerous conflicts, drawing all of Konoha's higher-ranking ninja away. Therefore, the leaders of this mission, except for special Jonin Yi Feng, were all Chunin teachers. Mikoto being a Chunin leading a class was perfectly normal, and if Yi Feng remembered correctly, Mikoto had personally trained Itachi and Sasuke in shuriken techniques, proving her skill. Mikoto observed Yi Feng quietly, curious about the strength that had led Lord Jiraiya to entrust him with this important mission. After all, the commander on the other side was a genius like Minato. Another teacher, named Haruno Akira, greeted Yi Feng respectfully. The rumors about the last descendant of the Senju clan had spread like wildfire in Konoha. Almost every ninja above the rank of Chunin had heard of Yi Feng. this was the guy whose power had pressured the 3 Konoha elders, forcing 2 to take leave and 1 to step down. Few knew the details, and everyone was eager to know more about Yifeng. Haruno Akira. Yifeng asked curiously, Haruno-sensei, do you have a daughter named Sakura? Haruno Akira quickly responded, Yifeng-sensei, don't say such things. I'm not married yet. You'll cause misunderstandings if you talk like that. Sorry. Yifeng realized it was too early to ask about Sakura. Let's get going, then. They had agreed to meet the students at the eastern entrance of Konoha Forest, 6 miles from Konoha Village. If the students couldn't even make it through the forest on their own, there was no point in sending them on a mission. It would be suicide. Yifeng, Mikoto, and Haruno Akira soon arrived at the eastern entrance of the Konoha Forest. Yifeng surveyed the scene. Besides Kakashi and Rin from his Team 7, Guy's team, and Ebisu, he didn't see Obito. Rin said politely, hello, Yifeng-sensei, Mikoto-sensei, and Haruno-sensei. Seeing Rin, Mikoto happily approached, patted Rin's head, and said, Rin, you're here too. Yes, I'm in Team 7. Kakashi drawled, Sensei, that idiot Obito is late again, as usual. Yifeng smiled. It's alright. We'll wait a little longer. Soon, the 3 students from Mikoto's class arrived. Yifeng didn't recognize them. The 8 children looked at Yifeng and the other 2 teachers expectantly. It was almost departure time, but Obito was still missing. Yifeng waved his hand. You 2 should go ahead. I'll wait for my students. Mikoto quickly said, it's okay. We can all wait. Yes, Yifeng-sensei, we have time. Yifeng shook his head. No need. If we all travel together, we'll make too big a target. This mission is about picking up someone while avoiding the Mist Village shinobi, so the smaller your group, the safer you'll be. It's best to go separately. Then, Yifeng took out 2 talismans. Here. These are my special talismans, for your protection. Mikoto and Haruno Akira took the talismans curiously, wondering if they would actually work. 10 minutes later, Mikoto and Haruno Akira had led their teammates away, leaving only Yifeng, Kakashi, and Rin. Suddenly, a figure came crashing out of the woods and landed on the ground. No need to guess. It was Obito. Late again. Kakashi crouched down in front of Obito. You're late again, Obito. Yifeng interrupted Obito. Okay, no need to explain. Let's go. We're headed to the land of water, to the hidden mist village. It's a long trip. Chapter 042. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin chuckled. Obito, you look stoked. Whatever. Obito denied it, but his grin said otherwise. He was pumped. It was his first time leaving the village. Idiot. Kakashi, are you calling me an idiot again? Alright, knock it off, you two. We're on a mission. Obito huffed, stomped ahead, and grumbled, some mission. We've been walking all day, and haven't seen squat. Yifeng strolled along, a slight smile playing on his lips. No birds, sure, but definitely 2 other somethings, hidden in the trees. 2 masked ninjas watched the group of 4 pass by. Their headbands marked them as ninja from the hidden mist village. 3 kids, so young they're already on active duty. Sounds like Konoha's got a serious manpower shortage if they're sending Ninja Academy students out this early. Doesn't matter. We need to get the intel back to Lord Loquat Juzo, ASAP. Hold up. Just 3 kids and some extra. They're practically fresh out of the academy. We take them down, we'll be heroes. You thinking what I'm thinking? What's the worst that could happen? If you're so scared, maybe you should find a new line of work. If we snatch them, maybe we can even find out Konoha's battle plans. That's how legends are made. And just like that, the 2 hidden mist ninja were on the same page. Team 7 walked along the sunny path until they came across a big puddle. Yifeng's eyes narrowed slightly as he followed them. The instant Yifeng stepped into the water, two figures erupted from beneath the surface, instantly splitting apart Feng. Team 7 froze, totally freaked out. Then, the mist ninja reappeared behind Obito. "You're next," that they hadn't expected to take out the only adult ninja so easily. Was that guy even trying? Obito's eyes went wide, and he was frozen in place, paralyzed with fear, as they closed in. Just like that, he was done for. Suddenly, Kakashi appeared in front of them, kicking them back and pulling Obito out of danger. Obito crumpled to the ground, his heart pounding in his chest, dead. He was dead. Clone. Kakashi realized it immediately and created two shadow clones of himself. The two mist ninja licked their lips. Ooh, a young clone. A Konoha prodigy, huh? I love killing prodigies. Lin, also terrified, threw kunai at the two mist ninja. Clang, star. The kunai clattered harmlessly to the ground. Yo, and a cute little sister too. I like her. Huh. Kakashi created three more clones and rushed toward them. Wish granted. Suddenly, vines sprung from the ground and snared their feet. Huh. What's this? Bang, star. Bang, star. Kakashi's shadow clones vanished and Kakashi himself went wide-eyed as the mist ninja's kunai hurtled toward his neck. His own kunai wasn't far from the mist ninja's heart, but not close enough. Guess I failed. Just then, vines coiled around the mist ninja's wrist, diverting his hand, barely missing Kakashi's face, and Kakashi's kunai plunged straight into the mist ninja's heart. The mist ninja's eyes glazed over as he stared at Kakashi and then crumpled to the ground. Kakashi's heart hammered in his chest, and he stumbled back. Did I just? A round of applause echoed behind them. Congratulations, Kakashi, on your first kill. It's a ninja's rite of passage. Everyone turned toward the voice to see Feng standing there, smiling calmly. What? How is he still alive? The sole surviving mist ninja's eyes nearly popped out of his head and the three members of Team 7 stared at the suddenly reappearing Feng, completely dumbfounded. Kakashi. Lin, oh, Teacher Yefeng is alive. Obito, whoa. It was a substitution jutsu. That Feng grinned. Surprised? What about that other hidden mist guy? You gonna leave him for me? Hearing that, Kakashi immediately focused on the remaining hidden mist ninja. The mist ninja snarled and unleashed a barrage of shuriken. Bang. 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 Bang, star. Every single shuriken was blocked by roots that shot up from the ground. Kakashi's eyes narrowed. Is that wood style? The teacher is so cool. Lin gushed. Obito. Kakashi drew first blood. Now it's your turn, Obito. As the other boy on the team, here's your mission, take him out. Obito's jaw dropped. What? What's the matter with you? You can't even call yourself a ninja until you've killed someone. He's tied up like a pretzel. If you can't handle this, you might as well go home and play with your toys. Chapter 043. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ugh, gagging. Obito was on the ground, sobbing and throwing up, while the hidden mist ninja lay still in a pool of blood. Lin, standing nearby, couldn't help but heave too, tears welling in her eyes. Kakashi was silent, finally managing only a dry retch before complaining. Obito, could you maybe just stab him quick and clean? It took you, 10 minutes to finish him off. Yefeng just shook his head. Obito was a mess, but he'd gotten the job done. This bloody initiation should snap them out of their days on the battlefield, but looking at these kids, wasn't this a little too much, too soon? Just then, Obito lifted his head. His eyes, blood-red inside, had two comma-shaped tomo swirling around the pupils. Sharingan. Holy crap. Yefeng was floored. Did Obito actually unlock his Sharingan because of him? Kakashi was still ready to give Obito a hard time. But when he saw Obito's eyes, he froze, a wave of shock washing over him. Did Teacher Yefeng deliberately push Obito to unlock the Sharingan? Suddenly, Yefeng seemed like a giant in Kakashi's eyes. Lin, her face etched with worry, asked, Obito, are you okay? Okay. What do you mean? Obito was still completely in the dark. It wasn't until he saw his own reflection that he realized he'd awakened the Sharingan. No way. I can see the flow of chakra. This is the Sharingan. Kakashi, standing beside him, couldn't help but be envious. I heard the Sharingan can do illusions. Can you do that? Obito scoffed, puffing out his chest. Of course. Then show us. Nah, I don't want to. You'd probably pass out if I used it right now. I'll wait. Feng rolled his eyes. What a show-off, seriously, was he really just that lucky? You can just unlock your eyes like that. The three members of Team 7 were being their usual loud, chaotic selves as they finally arrived at the border of the Land of Fire. In front of them lay a bay, with a bridge spanning the gap. On the other side of the bridge lay the territory of the Land of Water. The Land of Water was a chain of islands just east of the Land of Fire. 3 or 4 bridges connected the Land of Water to the Land of Fire. A thick fog blanketed the bridge, tinged with a faint, blood-red hue. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face, it gave you the creeps. This was the infamous blood mist. No wonder they said the hidden mist village was always shrouded in blood mist. Lin immediately turned to Feng. Sensei, there's fog on the bridge ahead. Do you want us to go in? Feng nodded. Yeah, unless you were planning on swimming. Kakashi chimed in drily, there could be someone up there, you know. Feng shrugged. So what if there is? Doesn't matter who's there, we have to cross. Obito stood up, squinting, looking hard. Suddenly, he felt a little dizzy. There's someone up ahead. Lin, sounding excited, said, Obito, you can see them? Probably. I can vaguely see the flow of chakra, but it's similar to those mist ninja we just fought. As he spoke, his clumsy feet slipped, and he nearly fell. Obito, what's wrong? I'm good, Feng said nonchalantly, yeah, just don't overuse those Sharingan eyes, or you'll go blind. Huh? Teacher Feng, don't scare me like that. Obito's face instantly went pale. I'm not scaring you. Maybe you should focus more on ninjutsu and taijutsu. Ugh. Before Obito could even enjoy the feeling of being a hero, Feng's words had shattered him, and he felt like he had fallen right to the bottom. He figured Feng must be lying, trying to throw him off because he'd never heard of going blind from using your Sharingan too much. Was Feng jealous that he had unlocked the Sharingan? Actually, Feng didn't remember the details very well either, but he was pretty sure he was right. Besides, they were heading out with no intel, and Obito had unlocked the Sharingan. He was just a sentinel, to see if there was a flow of chakra. It made no difference. And as for Kamui, who knew when Obito would figure that out? Where's the enemy? There, right above the bridge. Feng rolled his eyes. Just say it. Why are you pointing? You're gonna scare them off. Kakashi, idiot. Ugh, Obito was about to lose it. He'd unlocked the Sharingan, and he was still getting roasted. Teacher Feng, you're the worst. As he said that, the thick fog on the bridge gradually began to clear. Feng shrugged. See? I was right. You scared them away. Obito said stubbornly, Teacher, I call that making the enemy surrender without a fight. Ever heard of the art of war? You're gonna lecture me on military strategy? Have you even read Sun Tzu's Art of War or Romance of the Three Kingdoms? Obito went blank. What were those? He'd never even heard of them. Didn't think so. Stop acting like you know everything. Let's go. Feng flicked Obito on the forehead, laughing as he walked ahead. Just as Feng and the others were about to cross the bridge, 3 strange human figures suddenly burst from the ground. Ah! Teacher, The 3 kids jumped back in shock when they saw these terrifying white figures merge into a single, spiky, pale monstrosity. Even Obito, fresh from unlocking his Sharingan, was on the verge of tears. Feng was speechless. They just killed someone, why couldn't they be brave for once? And when you look at the thing, it wasn't white. On the way out of Konoha, Hokage had felt something was missing, seen by Ju, Feng finally understood. While he was fusing the character card from Hashirama Senju, hadn't he been discovered by that Uchiha bastard? It seemed like it wasn't that he hadn't been discovered, but secretly observed. Chapter 044. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Baizetsu can actually combine. Feng was also totally surprised and jumped to his feet. He was super interested in this kind of creature supposedly grown from Hashirama cells, and vaguely remembered Kishimoto changing the backstory later, making white Zetsu people who fell into the infinite Tsukimi caste by Kaguya a long time ago. Either way, Feng was seriously curious. You guys, back off. Let me handle this. Kakashi, Obito, and Rin watched Night Maple step forward, quickly cleared the area, and all eyes were on him. They'd all been wondering about Feng's real power. Now, they were a mix of nervous and eager, wanting to see what Feng could really do, but also worried the weird white thing would take him out. Go get sensei. Rin found the courage to cheer Feng on. Feng took the chance to ruffle her hair. Kakashi and Obito just rolled their eyes. Meanwhile, White Zetsu was about to charge, its spikes sticking out, looking totally nasty. Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. Feng pumped chakra into the shuriken in his hand and threw it. Instantly, thousands of shuriken copies appeared, flying at the White Zetsu. The seventh squad, huddled behind Feng, gawked at the shuriken raining down, their jaws on the floor. Whoa! Awesome! I wanna learn ninjutsu like that, too. Swish. Swish. Swish, star, but all those shuriken hit White Zetsu without doing any visible damage. Looks like physical attacks aren't cutting it. His defense is pretty high. But wait, isn't White Zetsu good with wood style? Wonder if mine's any use. If wood style doesn't work, this is gonna be a tough fight. Gotta get them out of here. Seeing White Zetsu about to leap, Feng flashed into action, scooped up the 3 members of Team 7, and retreated. Sensei, can't we beat him? Lin, being carried by Feng, was practically in tears, mostly because that white thing was hideous. Nah, you guys are too weak. Don't want you getting hurt. Feng set them down. Team 7 realized they'd crossed the bridge, a kilometer long, crossed in a flash. Was that the teacher's real strength? Kakashi, Obito, and Rin were completely stunned, but a split second later, Feng was already facing White Zetsu. Leaf Whirlwind. Feng suddenly appeared below White Zetsu, kicking upwards, connecting with White Zetsu's chin, and sending it flying. Normally, the next part of the Leaf Whirlwind involves binding and hugging, so Feng naturally skipped it. The teacher's amazing. Lin said with shining eyes. Kakashi thought to himself, so this is what a jonin looks like. Obito couldn't help but blurt, I'm gonna be better than the teacher someday. Wood style, wood dragon jutsu. Night Maple didn't give White Zetsu a chance to react. He formed the hand signs, channeled chakra into the tree seeds, and summoned a massive dragon that bound White Zetsu in mid-air. The instant the wood dragon jutsu trapped White Zetsu, Feng felt the wood dragon sucking life energy from White Zetsu, not just chakra. Must be those Hashirama cells. So White Zetsu is made from Hashirama cells. In mere seconds, Feng had completely drained White Zetsu, leaving only a puddle of clear liquid on the ground, proof that White Zetsu had existed. The 3 Team 7 members watching from afar shivered. Feng was terrifying, just straight up sucking the white weirdo dry. Feng glanced at his system, seeing his fusion rate had gone up to 57.9%. So, this White Zetsu had given him a boost of 0.3%. If he could absorb 1,000 of these, he could go from 0% to 100% in a heartbeat. Feng looked at the watery remains on the ground inside, feeling a pang of regret. He hadn't figured anything out before the Zetsu was gone. When Feng turned around, he sensed Team 7 looking at him differently, with a hint of fear. He chuckled wryly, guess watching him suck White Zetsu dry had freaked out the kids. Let's go. Feng thought, since White Zetsu has shown up, will Madara appear? Probably not, because old man Uchiha Madara didn't dare show his face to Minato Namikaze during the Kanobi Bridge battle. By the time he saved Obito, he looked so ancient he was practically at death's door. It's clear he didn't have much power left at that time. This stage, this timeline, has got to be the start of the Ninja World War. The Kanobi Bridge incident should be happening in 3 to 5 years, at most 10. Which means the current Uchiha Madara is also old as dirt. Actually, Feng had a deeper thought. Maybe after Uchiha staged his death, he'd already passed on, just hanging on by a thread. Otherwise, why did Uchiha Madara not appear in person during Ninja World War I or II? Even when the second Hokage was severely injured and died, Konoha's situation was so chaotic when Sarutobi took over, and Uchiha didn't cause any trouble. He just engaged in small acts and trained his successors, Nagato and Obito. Uchiha probably didn't have confidence in his strength and wouldn't step up personally, at most, send white and black Zetsu to test the waters. Night Maple is over 50% fused, but taking on old man Madara just wasn't worth it. In a cave somewhere, shrouded in darkness, an old man on his last legs sat on a stone throne, with several huge tubes snaking out from behind him, connecting to the massive Gedo statue. This old man was Uchiha Madara. White Zetsu emerged from the wall and said, "Madara-sama, this Night Maple is really strong." "You mean the one Uzumaki Mito recognized as the last of the Senju bloodline?" "Yes. He's really powerful. Plus, he can absorb us." Those 3 white Zetsu were gone in 10 seconds. A spark of energy flickered in Madara's eyes. "He's headed to Kirigakure." "Yes. Zetsu, he can absorb 3. How about 1,000, 10,000? As soon as the words were out, in the dark depths under the Gedo statue, countless white Zetsu opened their eyes in an instant, at least tens of thousands. Chapter 045. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Konoha Village, Hokage's office. Boom. Boom. Boom, star. Come in. The door opened, and Orochimaru entered. "Lord Hokage, you wanted to see me?" Sarutobi nodded. "Yes, Orochimaru. I need to know, after all your research on wood style, under what conditions do you think the wood dragon technique would completely absorb a white Zetsu?" Orochimaru paused, surprised. "A white Zetsu? You mean that strange, inhuman thing we captured 5 years ago?" Sarutobi confirmed, "Yes. That thing attacked Yefeng today." Orochimaru's eyes widened, gleaming. "Are you saying Yefeng's wood dragon technique completely absorbed the white Zetsu?" "Yes. Intelligence reports confirm it, and they even took pictures." Sarutobi slid a photo across the desk to Orochimaru. The photo clearly showed a white Zetsu shrinking. "Absorption. Could the white Zetsu's body be made of Hashirama's cells?" Orochimaru asked excitedly. "It's very likely. That would explain why it can hide underground and in trees." "A shame it's gone, isn't it?" Orochimaru felt that the white Zetsu's body held immense research value. "Perhaps there are more." Orochimaru glanced at an earlier photo. Although blurry, it showed 3 white Zetsu. "A group of them?" Orochimaru was taken aback. Then, Sarutobi gestured to a transparent beaker covered nearby. "Here's the remaining fluid from that white Zetsu." Orochimaru's eyes lit up, and he reached for it. Slap, star. Sarutobi playfully slapped his hand away. Sarutobi chuckled. "Orochimaru, I have a task for you. Complete it, and this is yours." "What is it?" "Go to the hidden cloud village and retrieve Danzo." Orochimaru narrowed his eyes. "Lord Hokage, are you in some kind of trouble?" Sarutobi smiled. "Let's just say Danzo has the opportunity to bring back a souvenir, like the Two Tails." Orochimaru's pupils shrank. "The Two Tails? Won't the Raikage come after us again?" He'd been hammered by the Raikage not long ago, and Orochimaru didn't want a repeat performance. Sarutobi smiled. "Don't worry too much. Just provide support to Danzo this time. I'll handle the Raikage." This old man hasn't had a good fight in years. Orochimaru struggled to contain his emotions. Lord Hokage, are we basically swindling the hidden cloud village? Swindling? It's payback for infiltrating Konoha to snatch the future Ninetales Jinchuriki. Sarutobi shook his head, smiling. They can't just come and go as they please in Konoha. Lord Hokage, should I leave now? No rush. Not for 3 days, make it a week, and during that time, you'll remain by my side. Orochimaru nodded, understanding that after hearing this news, he couldn't be allowed to leave Sarutobi's sight. That was the way things were. Lord Hokage, can I at least study the white Zetsu fluid? No. If you study it, you'll lose all track of time, and will miss the main event. Orochimaru was frustrated. Stepping into the land of water, a humid sea breeze blew. Obito exclaimed excitedly, Sensei, what's next? Are we going to charge into the hidden mist village? Yefen glanced at Obito. Can you even kill a chicken or a duck? Charge into the hidden mist village? Wait until you can handle things yourself. Obito retorted, unconvinced. Sensei, I'm a Sharingan-wielding ninja from the Uchiha clan. Yefen pointed to the woods ahead. Sure you are. Go ahead, Uchiha genius. Someone's coming. Huh. They detected me. Suddenly, a large blade slashed through the grass, revealing a figure. It was a fearsome-looking man with a shark-like face, skin, and sharp teeth. A hidden mist ninja next to him pointed at Yefen. Kisame-sama, that's them. One of the kids has the Uchiha's Sharingan. Yefen was slightly stunned. Kisame Hashigaki. Looking at his large blade, it was just an ordinary sword, not Samahata, and he looked pretty young. Looks like he wasn't part of the 7 ninja swordsmen yet. Kisame stared at Yefen. Konoha ninja, you know me, of course I know you. The famous shark man, Obito looked at Yefen, then at the shark man, his legs shaking. Yefen patted Obito's head. Go on, Uchiha genius. Obito's legs trembled, and he was close to tears. Go on what? His Sharingan saw that the guy's chakra was 10 times stronger than the ninjas they had faced before. He looked so fierce. Wouldn't he be killed with one blow? Kakashi also drew his kunai, staring at Kisame, sensing the heavy atmosphere. Yefen continued. You guys need to be subtle, hide your strength. Don't show off all the time. See? Obito got recognized right away. Now they know you're an Uchiha, and they'll specifically target you to steal your eyes. Rin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Yefen-sensei is great, but he likes teasing Obito too much. Chapter 046. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Obito initially figured Yefen was messing with him. Kisame's creepy shark man look. No way he wanted to fight that. But Yefen immediately backed off 30 feet, leaving Obito in the line of fire. Ha! This is rich. Trying to break in the new meat, huh? Kisame sneered. I'll feed you all to the sharks. Yefen grinned. You keep feeding sharks, one day, you'll be shark bait. You asked for it. Kisame roared, chakra flaring. Kakashi's eyes widened. His kunai at the ready. Kisame swung his massive sword, slicing the kunai in half and aiming the blade towards Obito. Ack! Obito yelled, tripping over his own feet. But then, vines burst from the ground, momentarily tripping up Kisame. It was just enough. The blade grazed his scalp, taking his hair with it. Instant bald spot. Yefen couldn't help but crack up. Obito wailed, pure panic in his eyes. Yefen wasn't going to save him, terrifying. Kakashi snapped, Obito, do something. Kisame cackled. Crybaby, you're going down. Blame your useless sensei for letting you die. Driven by pure survival instinct, Obito's Sharingan activated, and he managed to block Kisame's sword with what was left of his kunai. Suddenly, Yefen appeared between them, stopping Kisame. Kisame's sword slammed into the ground where Obito had been. Bang. Obito went flying, his arm numb. Nice one, Obito. You blocked a Jonin. Worthy of praise. Obito stared, confused. Sensei. Looking ahead, another Yefen was battling the shark man, a clone. Obito, let me heal you. Rin rushed to his side, focusing chakra into her palm and healing Obito's arm. Obito was speechless as he felt the warmth flow through him. Okay. Rin said, pouting. Sensei, that was too dangerous. Obito almost broke his arm. Obito's heart fluttered. Rin cared. Someday, he'd become Hokage and marry her. A small otaku can dream, right? Yefen smiled. No harm done. It's all part of growing up. Meanwhile, Kisame was freaking out. The clone was kicking his butt. He was about to use his trump card, water release, exploding water shockwave, to flood the area, when Yefen abruptly retreated. Yefen said, Kakashi, your turn. Great chance for some practice. Kisame's already blue-gray face turned even uglier. This guy thought he was a sparring partner for these kids. Kakashi nodded. Right. Sensei, I've been dying to try out my new technique. All right. Lightning style, Kakashi yelled. A blinding light crackled around the short sword, sounding like 1,000 chirping birds. Yefen was impressed. Kakashi had created the Chidori this young. Intriguing, kid. Kisame smirked, then vanished, delivering a swift kick to Kakashi. Kakashi, who looked cool for all of 3 seconds, went flying. He landed hard, spitting blood. Yefen felt a little embarrassed. The move was flashy, but Kakashi was too green. The charge time was too long. He got interrupted mid-attack. Kakashi. Rin started healing him while Obito, no longer a complete basket case, threw shuriken at Kisame. Yefen was pleased, their training was paying off. They weren't panicking, and they were actually contributing. The only funny thing was Obito's hair, or lack thereof. Obito kept throwing shuriken and kunai while crying. His hair was gone, and he'd caught a glimpse of himself in Rin's mirror. Hideous. Rin would never like him now. Grr. Kisame roared. Water release, exploding water shockwave. A torrent of water erupted from Kisame's mouth, quickly engulfing the forest. Suddenly, they were surrounded by a massive lake, trapped in a giant swimming pool. Obito, Rin, and Kakashi exchanged worried glances, all looking to Yefen. They were out of their depth. Yefen hadn't realized Kisame was this strong. Kisame laughed. You're doomed. This is my battlefield now. Prepare to drown. Kisame laughed maniacally. Water release, water dragon bullet technique. He unleashed a shark-shaped water bomb. Wood style, wood dome shield. Yefen weaved signs, and a row of wooden pillars arched from the ground, creating a protective barrier between them and the attack. Bang. Bang. Bang, star. The water dragon bombs smashed into the wall, dissipating. But Kisame wasn't worried. In the water, he could create endless chakra sharks. It was only a matter of time before he broke through Yefen's flimsy shield. Lin said nervously, Sensei Yefen, those sharks seem endless as long as he has chakra. Obito, his Sharingan activated, nodded. Sensei, his chakra's not going down. It's increasing. Kakashi stared at Yefen. Sensei, are you going to get serious, or what? Yefen shook his head. Just trying to figure out how to counter that water thingy. Wood style, birth of the forest. The ground rumbled, spiderweb cracks spreading as the earth shook. Saplings erupted from the ground, growing at an alarming rate, transforming the area into a dense forest in seconds. The trees twisted, gnarled branches reaching out like living things. Kisame's eyes nearly popped. The lake vanished, draining into the cracks in the ground. What is this jutsu? Since when did Konoha have monsters like this? Kisame's only thought was escape. He couldn't beat this guy. Chapter 047. You are listening at novelfull.audio. But the Kisame's stamina hadn't run out yet, and instantly, he was swarmed by tree roots and vines, asterisk swish, star dot asterisk swish, star dot asterisk swish, star. Kisame sliced through the roots in front, but more sprouted up from behind. Obito yelled, "Eat this, you shark-faced freak." Then Obito and Kakashi hurled their kunai. At the same time, Feng's shadow clone launched a vicious kick at Kisame asterisk so, star. Kisame reacted fast, his body twitching, and several kunai lodged in his cheek. He ignored them because he couldn't spare the energy to deal with Team 7, focusing all his efforts on dodging Feng's attack. "Damn brat, you'll pay for this." With a kunai sticking out of his head, Kisame roared in anger and spun around, booking it, but countless tree roots and vines erupted, encircling him again. Obito laughed, "Ha! Who's the arrogant shark now?" Kakashi rolled his eyes. Lin watched, eyes shining, at Feng's back, suddenly thinking he looked incredibly strong. She'd originally thought Feng was too ruthless and wanted Obito to take him down, but now, in just a few days, Obito had changed more than he had in the last year, and her own way of thinking had shifted a lot, all thanks to Feng. Ugh! Suddenly, Kisame, completely wrapped, roared furiously and ripped through the tree roots and vines. Bang! With a deafening crash, tree roots and vines scattered, and Kisame bolted into the forest. "Just as I thought, he's a tailless beast, with power comparable to a tailed beast. Let's go." Feng sighed and gave chase. The wood release is powerful, but once they escaped its range, catching up would be tough, and Kisame was the type who could run and run fast. "Sensei," Lin called out, stopping Feng. Seeing that Lin was lagging, Feng scooped her up, the little loli, in one arm. Rin immediately blushed, embarrassed. "Sensei, wait up," Obito hollered. Of course, Feng didn't have any ulterior motives towards Lin, the little loli. "You're too slow." "Lin, what were you saying?" Lin blushed slightly and asked, "Sensei, weren't we supposed to find that little girl? How did it turn into chasing down Miss Shinobi? Let's catch up first. If they're here, they're searching too, probably already have some leads." Lin listened to Feng's explanation and nodded, convinced. "Oh, right. Sensei, you're so thoughtful." Actually, Feng just wanted a fight, but he had to come up with a plausible reason. "Shadow clone jutsu." Feng froze, leaving a shadow clone to look after Obito and Kakashi, who were struggling to keep up, and then, still carrying Rin, he continued the chase. Kisame, the tailless beast, was just too damn fast, and if he didn't close the gap, he'd lose him for good. "Sensei, wait!" Obito shouted, seeing Feng leave a shadow clone behind. Kakashi was speechless. Feng was acting irresponsible, and looked like he had a thing for younger girls. As Kisame fled, he glanced back, and his eyes nearly bugged out when he saw Feng and Rin. What was this guy, carrying a little girl and still keeping up? "This is insane, gotta ask Watermelon Mountain, Pufferfish Ghost, Juzo Biwa." Even the 7 ninja swordsmen joining forces might not be enough to take down this freak. With that thought, Kisame sped up, heading towards the 7 ninja swordsmen. He knew the 7 of them were still together, and if they split up, this freak would pick them off one by one, making things even worse. After 5 minutes of chasing, Kisame felt like he was about to collapse. Looking back, he saw Feng was still right behind him. "Damn it, where's Watermelon Mountain's Pufferfish Ghost? I'm about to drop." Feng, chasing close behind, was also surprised. Kisame didn't look like a guy in his early 20s, and he had so much energy. Maybe he was using water release to push himself through any nearby lakes to accelerate. His chakra reserves seemed endless. Feng was suddenly intrigued. Was this his bloodline limit? At that moment, birds took flight in the distance, followed by a burst of boisterous laughter that echoed through the forest. Kisame's eyes lit up. The 7 ninja swordsmen were ahead. He glanced back. Feng was still hot on his heels. His face twisted in terror, but he chuckled to himself. Chase. You're gonna regret it. I'll chop off your feet and feed them to the sharks. Chapter 048. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the forest ahead, Mikoto Uchiha carries one student, while Haruno Zhao carries two, all three from the academy's graduating class, and all unconscious. Following close behind are Might Guy, Butchie Fire String, and Ebisu, who are speeding through the trees. Suddenly, they all halt. Blocking their path are 7 figures, a motley crew in terms of size and weaponry, each looking incredibly bizarre. The mist shinobi who had been pursuing them also arrive, informing the 7 strange individuals. The 7 ninja swordsmen, masters, these are Konoha ninja spies, and they seem to be searching for something. Excellent, capture them. Who knew we'd find such beautiful Konoha ninja? Just our type. Hey, it's my turn to have some fun first, right? Bull. I've been empty-handed for too long. Haruno Zhao, the Chunin leading the group, visibly pales. The 7 ninja swordsmen of the Hidden Mist. These swordsmen are the Hidden Mist's elite jonin, each wielding a bloodthirsty blade and responsible for countless deaths: Zabuza Momochi, Juzo Biwa, Kushimaru Kuriere, Jinin Akabino, Raiga Kurasuki, Fuguki Suikazan, and Amuri Ringo, and now, all 7 stand before them. Mikoto Uchiha is equally ashen, feeling like these oddballs are looking at her like she's a meal. How is this possible? The 7 ninja swordsmen. Weren't they diverted? Haruno Zhao says grimly, I don't know. Something must have gone wrong. Gone wrong? If this is a mistake, we're all dead. Mikoto Uchiha suddenly thinks of Yokaide and the protective charm she'd given her before leaving. Her hand slips into her pocket, clutching the charm. Might Guy, Butchie Fire String, and Ebisu, fresh out of the academy, are also trembling with fear. Crap, we're surrounded. There's no way out. The tall, gaunt-masked man at the front speaks in a raspy voice, I didn't expect us to be so famous. Even kids from Konoha know us. You don't have much blood, just a little. But our blades are getting rusty, they need a good drink to replenish the iron. Mikoto Uchiha bravely steps in front of the 3 students, gritting her teeth. What do we do? It's just us. We're no match for them. Yi Feng, where are you? Just then, a figure appears. Mikoto Uchiha is overjoyed. Could it be Yi Feng, coming to save them? Turning her head, Mikoto Uchiha is stunned. Ah, finally caught up. A bizarre man dressed in green, sporting an even more bizarre bold cut and radiating a green aura, suddenly appears. Guy, one of the students behind her, shouts, Dad? What are you doing here? A shinobi father, of all people, showing up now? Father? Everyone stares at the newcomer, dumbfounded. It's Might Guy's father, Might Dai, a shinobi known for being unremarkable. Might Dai says gravely, never mind that. You guys get out of here. I'll buy you some time. Guy says anxiously, you say run, but Dad, they're jonin. And the 7 ninja swordsmen, no less. You can't possibly take them on by yourself. Go, Guy. Don't forget, I still have the 8 inner gates. Guy is stunned for a moment, muttering, but if you do that, Dad, you'll. Might Dai turns, smiles at Guy, and gives a thumbs up. That's youth. And now's the time to risk everything to protect what's most important to you. In Guy's mind, he remembers Might Dai's words, the truest victory isn't defeating the strong, but protecting what matters most. At this, the 7 ninja swordsmen burst into laughter. Laugh at me, a Konoha shinobi is pretty funny, right? Your hairstyle died out in the Mist Village a long time ago. Oh, looks like a taijutsu specialist. Come on, punch me, see what happens. Might Dai coldly glares at one of the swordsmen who mocked him, retorting, if I punch you, you'll die. The swordsman laughs even harder, turning to the others. He says he'll kill me with one punch. Come on. You can't, but I'm going to kill you and your son. Might Dai turns to Mikoto Uchiha and gestures for them to leave. Suddenly, a light rain begins to fall from the clear sky. Might Dai's entire body glows like red-hot steel, his skin burning crimson. It becomes apparent that it's not rain, but the intense heat emanating from Might Dai that's causing the surrounding water to evaporate, creating a mist. Open, 8 inner gates formation. Might Die roars, and his aura explodes. 8 inner gates. Gate of death, open. Gate of opening, gate of healing, gate of life, gate of pain, gate of limit, gate of view, gate of wonder, and gate of death, collectively known as the 8 gates. By releasing the 8 gates that restrict chakra flow in the human body, one can temporarily gain immense power. When all 8 gates are open, one can instantly gain power dozens of times greater than even the 5 Kage. But opening the gate of death leads to certain death, as one's life force is burned away. Boom. The ground shakes, and time seems to freeze. Zabuza Momochi shouts, Kushimaru, get back. Kushimaru is confused, steam fiery red, chakra fiery red, and the whole body fiery red. Materdai instantly came to the chestnut shrapnel pill and threw out a punch. Everyone couldn't see clearly, only saw a fiery red shadow streaked by, and the fist had come out. Thump. A dull sound, one of the swordsman's eyes widen, and the next second, he explodes, blood splatters everywhere, and his entire body is blown into countless pieces. Both sides are dumbfounded. What just happened? A single shinobi instantly took out one of the 7 ninja swordsmen. Only Might Guy cries silently. Dad was right, his 8 inner gates really can kill in one blow. The 7 ninja swordsmen are now 6, and the remaining 6 immediately recoil, looking at Might Die, a hellish specter, with utter terror. Just then, another cry comes from deeper in the woods, Zabuza. Help me! Hoshigaki Kisame had just emerged from the trees when he saw a ghastly figure with a red chakra aura. Who is that? Before he can react, Kisame is sent flying backward, crashing through countless trees and vanishing into the forest. Feng and Rin had just caught up when they saw Might Dai's attack. This person wore green clothes, a strange black hairstyle, red steam all over his body, and his skin turned red, like a beast-like look. Feng was slightly stunned, triumphant. No, it's Kai's father. Mat Day. A man who bursts the ninja knife 7. Feng did not expect to be able to witness this scene with his own eyes. Mat wore 8 doors wide open, kicked the dried persimmon ghost mackerel to death, and directly changed the history behind the Hokage. Without the dried persimmon ghost mackerel, the Shao organization would be incomplete, and how much change the plot would have in the future, even Feng didn't know. Ding. Based on the current situation of the host, give 3 choices. Option 1, at the fastest speed, together with Mat Dai, behead all 7 people of the ninja knife. Reward, A-level ninjutsu, 8-door duinja formation plus A-level physical art towards peacock. Option 2, as a bystander, witness the most brilliant fireworks of this era, and watch the 8 doors open and wear the beheading ninja knife of the 7. Then kill the survivors. Rewards, A-level ninjutsu, 8-door duinja array plus A-level physical art Night Phoenix. Option 3, prevent Dai Bayman from opening wide and leave all 7 ninja blades behind. Rewards, Met's favor plus 100, Metkai's favorites plus 100, Uchiha Mikoto's favorites plus 30. Feng felt very unreasonable. Yi Kai, who opened the 8 doors, is obviously a god-level existence that almost killed Ban, at least an S-level figure. Why is the 8-gate dun jia array an A-grade ninjutsu? For these 3 options, Feng did not have any hesitation and directly chose to prevent Dai from continuing to open the 8 doors. These 3 options are deceptive. Chao Peacock and Night Phoenix are both physical techniques specially opened with the 8 gates dun jia array, and they are both physical techniques handed down by Mater Dai. Mater Dai is still there, and any ninjutsu and his family can be consulted, which should not be a problem, but if the person hangs up, then there is nothing. Besides, Feng felt that Mater Dai might not be a simple subordinate. With such strength, someone who can create an 8-door duinja array will be an ordinary ninja. I'm afraid there are still hidden secrets. As for Mikoto's favor plus 30, Yokai didn't pay attention at all. Chapter 049. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lemmy at M. Dai. Feng jumped into the fight, setting Lin down. Dai looked at him, skeptical. Who are you? I'm Feng. Don't worry, I can handle this. Cut the 8 gates formation, or you're gonna get yourself killed. Dai shook his head. Get outta here. We're up against the 7 ninja swordsmen, that he was about to charge back in. Sigh, Yefeng muttered. Guess he had to show what he could do to get Dai to trust him. Wood style, flowering tree world jutsu, this was a new S-rank technique he'd figured out after merging 50% of the Hashirama Senju character cards, an amped-up version of the wood release, tree creation technique. He'd use his chakra to supercharge the trees sleeping underground, making them grow like crazy, and then control them. Yefeng made his move, and the ground cracked open. Boom! The earth shook, what had been a forest instantly turned into a giant crater, thick tree trunks burst from the ground, tearing through rock and swallowing everything. The terrain changed in an instant. That was the power of Hashirama, and he was only using half of it. Bright flowers bloomed on the rapidly growing trees, releasing toxic pollen that could knock anyone out cold. The ninja swordsmen, 6 of them now, were trapped in the newly formed basin. Wood style. Who is this guy? So young. Is he Konoha's newest prodigy ninja? There's no intel on this dude. Mikoto quickly set down the student she was carrying, her eyes glued to Yefeng's back, a little dazed. Even Haruno Xiaoya was stunned. No one had seen Yefeng's power firsthand until now. Who knew he could just do that? Everyone on both sides was completely blown away. This guy was fierce. Dai, shocked by Yefeng's sudden surge of power, glanced back and then deactivated the 8 gates formation. He immediately collapsed. Everyone saw that Dai's right hand and foot were broken. He'd punched Kushimaru Kurire's needle-like weapons and kicked Kisame Hashigaki's Samahata, breaking his limbs in an instant. That was the cost of the 8 gates. Dad! A young guy rushed to his side. Dai touched Guy's head. I'm okay. Then, he passed out. Dad! Yefeng glanced at the kid and said, he just fainted. He's not dying, but his hand and foot are busted. Sensei! Save my dad! Guy looked at Mikoto Uchiha. Mikoto, can you heal him? I'm going after those 6 guys. Oh, right. Yefeng vanished before Mikoto even finished speaking. The 6 ninja swordsmen knew they were in trouble and scrambled to escape. The flowering tree world jutsu was no joke. They'd never seen anything like it. It had to be a bloodline ability, something crazy like the second Mizukage. Let's get out of here. We can't afford to fight him. Right. The 6 swordsmen split up and ran. Suddenly, hundreds of Yefeng clones appeared in the air. Shadow clone jutsu, multiplied. At the same time, roots and vines began to constrict the 6 ninja swordsmen. It was like a giant pitcher plant going after flies. Mikoto Uchiha couldn't help but stare. Mikoto-sensei. Stop watching and save my dad. Mikoto blushed, glared at Guy, and started healing Dai. Lin came over, too. I can help a little. Guy stared at Lin, who looked like a porcelain doll, his eyes wide. You, too? Lin nodded, knelt down, and started healing Dai. Mikoto asked curiously, you're from Yefeng's class? Yes, sensei. I'm Rin Noera, 7th class. Lin said obediently. She's so cute. Meanwhile, Yefeng's fight was almost over. One of the swordsmen, a guy in black with 2 blades, was using Kiba, the thunder blades, to unleash lightning, electrifying any roots and vines that came close. That was Raiga Kurasuki. The Yefeng clone was about to take him down when, swish, a thin blade pierced through 3 Yefeng clones. Then, the sound of silk threads, and the clones were torn to shreds. Bang, 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 star, but on the other side, a Yefeng clone with Kushimaru Kurire as his target, unleashed a dazzling lightning jutsu in his hand, a sound like 1,000 birds chirping, Chidori. Even though he was only at level 3, he was already skilled. Before Kushimaru could react, his right arm was gone. Raiga saw Orochimaru hurt and stabbed the clone that had attacked him, but they were quickly swarmed by even more clones. In less than 5 minutes, all 6 ninja swordsmen were hurt. Yefeng's shadow clones were everywhere. He was just bullying them. The worst was Jinpachi Munashi, who was stunned by Yefeng's Chidori and then straight up beheaded. Even Yefeng hadn't expected that. Mikoto Uchiha wiped her brow, glanced at the battlefield, and got lost in her thoughts. The ninja swordsmen, who she couldn't even beat, were getting stomped by Yefeng like they were kids. That was a huge difference in power. Haruno Xiaoya's body trembled. That's our bloodline heritage. He's so strong. The Senju clan is amazing. At that moment, Zabuza Momochi and Juzo Biwa shouted, water style, hiding in mist technique. Mist shinobi used this ninjutsu to create a thick fog that dulled the senses, a mist concealment technique. The density of the fog depended on the amount of chakra used, and they often used this jutsu for assassinations, but now, it was their escape route. Yefeng smiled. Trying to run? Not gonna happen. First, tell me, do you know where Xiaomei is? Chapter 050. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In under 10 minutes, 2 members of the 7 ninja swordsmen fell, reducing their ranks to 5. They were already losing their will to fight and wanted to create a thick fog to escape, but no amount of fog could hide them from hundreds of shadow clones. As soon as they broke free of the fog, they found countless clones blocking their path. Sweat beaded on the foreheads of the remaining 5. Damn it, how can anyone make so many shadow clones? And every single one of them is so strong. When did such a powerful young ninja appear in Konoha? Loquat Juzo blurted out, hey, Konoha ninja, what's your name? You'll find out soon enough. With that, Yokai attacked. Faced with the endless wave of clones, the swordsman trembled. Fight! Water style, water bomb jutsu. Water style, water dragon bullet technique. Water style, water wall. But before they could execute their techniques, a mass of tree roots and vines erupted, instantly entangling them. One by one, they were bound and neutralized. When Yokai returned with the 5 ninjas tied up like packages, everyone was stunned. Mikoto Uchiha, especially, couldn't take her eyes off him, her heart pounding. The moment Yokai used the flower tree world was incredibly impressive. Want to do the interrogation? Mikoto shook her head, while Haruno volunteered, I can try. Yokai nodded. Good. Ask them what their purpose is here. Also, if they know where Terumi is, tell them that giving up the information might earn them a chance to live, but staying silent means a miserable end. Haruno nodded eagerly. Yes, sir. Haruno was completely won over by Yokai. He was too strong, strength was everything. In the face of absolute power, nothing else mattered. But before Haruno could approach the 5 bound prisoners, one of the largest immediately blurted out, Sir, I'll talk. We're here for Terumi. Oh, it's Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish. Yokai immediately released the Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish and looked at him with interest. Another prisoner roared, Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish, you're betraying the hidden mist. You deserve to die. Quiet. Yokai snapped, and the prisoner instantly tightened in its bindings. Ugh! A scream, and the prisoner fell silent. The Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish shuddered, not daring to resist, and quickly said, We came here and found Terumi's approximate location, but we can't pinpoint it. Is that so? Who can pinpoint the location? We can't pinpoint it, but we know the general area. If you search around, you should be able to find her. Yokai nodded. Very well. You two will take us to find Terumi, and I might let you live. Really? You're not lying to us. Do I need to? Hearing this, the other 2 hurriedly offered, I can lead the way, too. Me too. Yokai shook his head. Too late. Your usefulness is over. As soon as he said this, the 2 remaining prisoners were crushed to death. Kai and the other genin looked at Yokai with a mixture of awe and horror. As recent graduates, they hadn't been exposed to the ruthless side of ninja life like Kakashi and Obito, and this was the first time they'd seen someone killed so brutally right in front of them. Their faces green, some turned away to vomit. Mikoto frowned, feeling that Yokai was being overly murderous. Haruno stepped in to explain, the 7 ninja swordsmen are all built on human lives. In the hidden mist, they're the reason kids are afraid to cry at night. I'm sure they've taken the lives of many Konoha ninjas, maybe even the lives of your friends and family. Don't waste your kindness on your enemy's cruelty. It's foolish. Loquat Juzo and Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish shivered at these words. Hokage said calmly, of course, you two have a deal. As long as you can find Terumi, I will keep my promise. Okay, I trust the word of a Konoha ninja. Hokage smiled inwardly. Did they even have the option to distrust him? Just then, a voice called from the edge of the basin, Sensei, where are you? It was Kakashi and Obito, finally arriving after the fight. Over here. Obito saw the sheer drop of the basin and recoiled, too scared to look down. Kakashi frowned. How would they get down? Hang on, we'll come up. Hokage used wood release to lift everyone else, including the two prisoners, to the top. Then he rose on his own. Kakashi and Obito were startled to see the hulking Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish, and even more surprised that both of them were hidden mist ninjas. Hokage explained, there are tour guides. Loquat Juzo and Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish inwardly resented him. Tour guides, my ass, *7 of us, and now we're reduced to tour guides. They felt a deep sense of despair. Now there were only 2 ninja swordsmen. Could 2 people even be considered a crowd? Suddenly, a golden flash arrived. Huh? Am I late? Hokage nodded. Yes, Minato, you're late. You said you were going to stop the hidden mist elite, but the 7 ninja swordsmen showed up instead. Sorry, we were tricked. Okay, take Might Guy back to Konoha for treatment. Me? That while Minato didn't look down on Genin, he thought sending a genin back was beneath him. Looking closely, he realized it was Might Guy, who was a bit eccentric. Minato glanced at Loquat Juzo and Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish. What about them? We're going to find Terumi. They know where Terumi is. Minato nodded and whispered in Hokage's ear, something's not right in the hidden mist. Find her as quickly as possible, get in and get out. Got it. Then I'll go. Minato grabbed Might Guy, flashed, and disappeared. About 1,000 meters from Hokage, the dried persimmon ghost mackerel's lower body was completely destroyed. He was losing consciousness and crawled back to the hidden mist, sweating profusely. I can't die. Hokage didn't expect the dried persimmon ghost mackerel to be so resilient. After taking the 8 inner gates and a kick, he was only half dead and was crawling back. Hidden Mist Village, Water Shadow Office. The third Water Shadow, whose name has never been revealed in history, had long black hair, ornaments on his head, and was used to closing his eyes. Shortly after the death of the second Water Shadow, he implemented the Blood Mist policy on the Mist Hidden Village under the lure of Jerry. Many people in later generations believe that it was the fourth Water Shadow, Citrus Yakura, who began the Blood Mist. In fact, when Obito was saved by Madara, the Blood Mist had been practiced for a long time, and that was when the third Water Shadow reigned. The third Water Shadow heard the information from the Hidden Mist's Dark Shinobu and looked shocked. What did you say? All 7 people of the ninja sword were destroyed? Yes, Lord Mizukage. Is Konoha Sanshin here? Or White Fang? Lord Mizukage, neither. It was a young shinobi with no information at all. He uses the first Hokage's would release. You step back first. Yes, Lord Mizukage. The Shang Shinobu retreated, leaving only the third Water Shadow in the office. Suddenly, a strange human figure half black and half white appeared on the ground. 3 generations of Water Shadows, how are you thinking about it? If you agree to make a move, you will not only get the friendship of our great Uchiha Madara, but also get Mio Isafu. And, we'll help you too. The third Water Shadow said lightly, just by you. Ju smiled and said, it's not just me, but thousands. Saying that, countless white absolutes came out from the walls, the ground, and drilled out.